Welcome to North Metro TV News, and thank you for joining us. I'm Rusty Ray. First up, the 2020 election is in the books, at least locally, and it has reshaped many local governments. We'll start in Blaine, where there are big changes coming to City Hall. Neither Mayor Tom Ryan nor Councilmember Dick Swanson ran for re-election. In the mayoral race, former State Representative Tim Sanders beat former City Council member Mike Burke and received more than 60% of the vote.
I was just overwhelmed, humbled, by all the support that was out there. That I think when people can look beyond the party designation and have a high quality conversation with a candidate, I think we've shown how much Blaine can work together. And so I'm excited for this. I'm excited to help lead Blaine into the future, and we're excited about what's to come.
On the City Council, incumbent Julie Jepson was unopposed for re-election out of Ward 2, while in Ward 1, with 56% of the vote, Jason Smith beat Tom Newland. And in Ward 3, newcomer Chris Masolia unseated incumbent Andy Jarvis, meaning 3 new faces will join City Council next year. Masolia and Smith say they're looking forward to the opportunities and facing challenges in front of the group.
For me, for sure, there's a learning curve. This is my first time running for any type of local office and getting involved in city politics, and I've learned a lot. I'm a really fast learner, so I'm really excited to just hit the ground running and do my best. Tim has a lot of experience at the state level, and so I'm excited for him to bring that experience to the city of Blaine, and I think that I'll have a lot to learn from him, and I'm just excited to have kind of a fresh wave on the city council.
I think mostly it'll be the three of us getting acclimated to the new environment and what it takes to be in city council and kind of getting aligned with where things are at. I think COVID's going to dominate the conversation now and the budget problem. So, setting things in motion for 10 plus years in advance will certainly start those things, but we're going to have to deal with the immediate here and now budget shortcoming due to COVID.
Spring Lake Park had mayoral and city council challenges. Incumbent council members Barbara Goodboe Bischoff and Lisa Dirks have been both re-elected to council, and Mayor Bob Nelson won his race with nearly 55% of the vote. Mayor Nelson said he's going to keep working the same way he always has for the city.
I always put the city first. I need it affordable. I want a good city with the basic services for your tax dollars that are used to the utmost, and be very frugal with our money. We got to spend it right, and we got to do it right, and we got to get businesses in here. And that's the main goal that I've been doing for the 20 years I've been here, and I think the people realize that and seen it, and that's why I am where I am today.
In Ham Lake, incumbent Gary Kirkheide won re-election to city council, and Jesse Wilkin will join the council as well. Current council member Tom Johnson did not seek re-election. There are no changes in Lexington this year, as only incumbents ran for office. In Centerville, D. Love was unopposed for mayor. He was appointed mayor earlier this year after Jeff Parr resigned and he moved out of town. For city council, current council member Russ Koski and former council member Steve King ran unopposed for 2 seats. And then there was a special election to fill D. Love's seat on city council. Planning and Zoning Commission Chair Darren Mosher won that seat over Michael Dufault with 54% of the vote. On the Anoka County Board, all 4 incumbents were re-elected to their offices. In District 1, Matt Look received 63% of the vote. In District 2, Julie Brastad got more than 70% of the vote. And District 3 had Robin West with 60% of the vote. District 6 was the closest in the county. Incumbent Commissioner Jeff Reinert won more than 52% of the vote. He defeated former Spring Lake Park Mayor Cindy Hansen. There was not a lot of change on the state level with senators and representatives in our area to St. Paul. In Senate District 31, incumbent Republican Michelle Benson won her contest with 71% of the vote. District 37 was a lot closer. Incumbent Democrat Jerry Newton beat Brad Stanford with 52% of the vote. Incumbent Republican Senator Roger Chamberlain also got 52% of the vote in District 38, defeated challenger Justin Stoufferon. There's a change coming in District 41. Current state representative Mary Kunesh Podine will join the Senate next year. She got 67% of the vote and defeated Republican Lucia Marina Vogel. In House District 41A, incumbent DFLer Connie Bernardi was reelected to the legislature with 64% of the vote. In 31B, incumbent Republican Cal Barr got more than 67% of the vote. In 37A, incumbent Aaron Cagle defeated Republican challenger and current Spring Lake Park City Council member Ken Wendling. In 37B, it was a little closer. Incumbent Republican Nolan West defeated Amir Malik for the second time. West got 52% of the vote. In District 38A, incumbent Linda Runbeck did not seek re-election, but the seat will stay in Republican hands. Donald Raleigh beat Chris Frederick of the DFL.
What's starting to weigh on me and what's starting to really sink in is the sense of responsibility that I have. I now have a job to represent our community, and I take that very seriously, and the weight of that is very much starting to sink in on what I need to do to help our community and to help Minnesota.
The Centennial School Board had 3 seats on the ballot with only one incumbent running. That's Chris Bettinger. He's re-elected. And joining him will be new members Sue Linzer and Stephanie Carlson. Both of them say this year brings challenges and opportunities for school leaders.
There are a lot of very important decisions that are being made. I definitely think that following state guidelines is important, and listening to science and health experts is crucial. I know it's a very hot button issue, but I think it's very important to think about mental and physical health and safety of staff and students and community members.
I mean, I really like the approach that the board has taken so far. We kept within the guidelines, but then gone back and said, hey, what about looking at it this way? And I don't know all the details, but I like the approach that they've taken, maybe looking at our area specifically and not just all of Anoka County.
That's a look at many of the races that will bring new faces to local leadership as we go into 2021. For complete election results, we have a link to the Secretary of State's data at northmetrotv.com. Just look for the local decision page.